Here's the thing. Americans do not understand statistics. We really don't. Check this out. These are true headlines. I couldn't even make these up. This is true. Statistics show that teen pregnancy drops off significantly after age 25.
Do you think that it would be beneficial to teach probability and statistics to people?
Oh my gosh!
Look
at how many bad decisions we make.
Yeah.
Because we think we have an understanding of what is random and what is not.
Some other ones. We hate math, say 4 in 10. A majority of Americans. Clearly, they're not in the STEM program.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
This video is all about one thing, and that's the number of different cards printed over the years from a single player. And it's absolutely out of control, and we have numbers to see it. We're going to focus on the number 1 draft picks from every year. So I have, from a viewer, Nate, he sent me this great research from 1990 until last year, Caleb Williams, with how many different cards, rookie cards, were printed of each player. From I could break it down from 90, 91, 92, 93, and it's great information. And one issue I'm going to mention, it's a little off cards right now. It is important, and if you have a kid, you might want to educate them on this, is that statistics should be taught in high school. It's not. You have classes like calculus and geometry, and some might argue, hey, there is some statistics in schools, not many in the high schools, and if it is, it's a 12th grade AP class. Teach basic statistics. There should be, and the geometry is great, but what's going to help you in life a bit more, geometry is important, but you use stats and numbers every day, and so many people have never taken a statistics course. And I'm not talking about I had to take a statistics course in college. It doesn't have to be at that level. It could be a far less level, but it is so important, because when I throw out numbers today and I throw out numbers in past videos, I think it's already an illusion. It's already hard to comprehend. You know, how many different packs, how many different shinies, how many different players, how many different sets.
This is AP Stats. Even if you're not the most math savvy, Stats is one of the easier APs and will at the very least help you analyze and visualize data, which you'll be surprised. You do a lot of. So
let's get into it. Jeff George in 1990 had 25. His research 26. I went back to my research was 25. So whatever, we call it 26, 25. He was the number 1 pick in 1990. I'm a Raiders fan. When I'm growing up, Jeff George had a couple years on the Raiders. I don't know why I call him a bust, but he definitely never panned out as a number 1 overall pick. Troy Aikman in 1989. Not sure if he was a number 1 overall pick. Had 3 or 4 based on my research. 3 to 4, maybe some could argue 5 rookie cards. In 2024, I'm going to skip all the way down to Caleb Williams. We could go each year. Basically, in his research, which is right, every 5 years, the amount would double throughout the decades. Every 5 years, the amount would about double. Well, Caleb Williams has 17,000 rookie cards. The amount has hit, at some point it escalated. I have a chart that he provided. I'll put it next to me. And I verified these players. So based off what trading, what is the website here? TCDB, Trading Card Database. Based on their website, this is where we're getting the knowledge. And we're going to start with football. We'll go over to Paul Skeens in baseball. We'll look at Wembanyama or Wemby in basketball. Before we go any further, I really do want to credit Nate, the viewer, because he just sent a great, detailed, well-researched email. My email is professorsportscards@gmail.com. If you have anything worthy of sharing, I enjoy reading them, and it's valuable information for me and for the community. These names are just fun to hear again, but in 1991, it's Russell Maryland with 65. I'm going to put it next to me so you'll see it. And 65 rookie cards. Russell Maryland was a Raider. God damn, Jeff George, Russell Maryland, my childhood Raider team. 1993 is Drew Bledsoe. He had 150. Let's skip a little further down. 1995, Kajana Carter, kind of a bust. I think he was a rookie for the Bengals, 307. And you have Keyshawn Johnson at 278. Orlando Pace being a lineman, the number goes down to 213. And then we have the legend, the Hall of Famer, Peyton Manning. I was always a Peyton Manning guy. I always defended Peyton Manning. I watch football every Sunday, every down. I love Red Zone because there's no commercials. You know how I feel about advertisements, no advertisements. Now they're starting to pop in. But where my point is Peyton Manning could control the field like no other. When Tom Brady made the comeback against the Falcons, I could no longer say Peyton Manning was the best quarterback. As much as I love Peyton Manning on the field, he was just smarter than everybody else on the field at pretty much all times. But when Tom Brady overcame that deficit in the Super Bowl, it was 28-3, am I right? Or I want to say 27-3, but that's not really a football number. Either way, what a crazy comeback. Let's get back to cards. 528 for Peyton Manning. I want you to think about that. Peyton Manning in 1998 had 528. In 2024, Caleb Williams has 17,000. We can move further down the list. Courtney Brown, 271. Michael Vick, 371. We'll move further down. We have Eli Manning in 2004 at 591. What did Peyton Manning have? 528. So about the same. You're looking at an 8-year difference, and there's really no change. Peyton Manning had 528, and Eli Manning had 591 8 years later, and then we start to see a spike. Okay, you have Alex Smith, Mario Williams. Jamarcus Russell was fucking everyone on this list is a bust as a Raider. Not everyone, but goddamn it. Jamarcus Russell, it's almost 16,000. I spent about $100 to go to a Raider Bronco Monday Night Football game. Darren McFadden, Jamarcus Russell. We got blown out, 50-7, something like it. It was, damn, that was the end. I stopped believing at that point. We move to 2009. Crazy to think Matt Stafford is still going and still playing really well. He has 1350, so less than Jamarcus Russell. So they peaked out there, and they start creeping back down up until, about 2012. Andrew Luck. A lot of hype behind Andrew Luck. He only had 1,500. I mean, he was the best quarterback to come out of college maybe ever, scout-wise. I mean, maybe ever. Clowney, 1996, interesting number. Jameis Winston, we see at 2,600. For the first time, it goes over 2,000. Baker Mayfield, 2,500. Then we jump to Bryce Young at 12,000. Caleb Williams at 17,000. Now, I did a really deep dive. I used his numbers, and then I dove deeper. And I do have to clarify. Wild card, and Fanatics Tops is not the only game. Wild card, what they did, these numbers are a bit inflated on the Caleb Williams because their strategy was, hey, I'm going to print 5 Caleb Williams with this monster, 1 of 5, serial number 5 out with this monster, serial number 5 with this monster, serial number 10 with this monster, or 1 of 1 with this monster, or 1 of 1 with that monster, or 1 of 1 with this color, or 1 of 1 with that color. Next thing you know, they have 10,000 cards, variations of Caleb Williams. So their strategy is we're going to print real low number cards with different monsters, make it look shiny, and they have now flooded the market on serial number low cards. I didn't realize that was their strategy when I saw them at the National, and diving into this, okay, that's it. So 10,000 of those Caleb Williams cards are different variations of wild card. And it's no different from Topps is doing the same. It's not all low numbered, and they don't have quite as many different variations, but none of those Caleb Williams, which they look cool, that wild card stuff, but none of them are rare. It's fake scarcity. It's manufactured scarcity. It's not really 5 of these. There's another 200 versions, 2,000, 10,000 different. I'm not making that up. 10,000 is all from that same website, trading card database. Let's go over to Paul Skeens. Paul Skeens, according to them, between his Bowman first cards, and this is all 2024, so first year print run. They're not all rookie, and he was also in the wild card product. He has over 18,000 cards printed that year, whether they're rookie card, first year, wild card, which is a serial number, low number. And again, there's about 10,000 different Paul Skeens that show up on this that inflate the number. The number's already still way too high, and now you have other companies, which maybe Topps or Fanatics doesn't account for, doing the same thing, messing with their idea, which their idea is terrible anyways, but a lot of competition. We'll get to that at the end of the video. I just want to keep up with this. So Paul Skeens, 18,000. You take it back to guys like Greg Maddux, who's a Hall of Fame pitcher. Paul Skeens, if he has a career like Greg Maddux, God bless him. That's very hard to do. Do it for 10 to 20 years at a top level. He's doing it now. He looks great. He's on my fantasy team. Keep going. And for a shit team, But Greg Maddux, I don't have it in front of me. Off the top of my head, I'm going to guess 3 to 5 rookie cards. I mean, maybe Tiffany, maybe there's 6 or 7, but nothing like 18,000. This is a huge problem. If this doesn't show anybody that numbers are not on your side, I don't know what else will. Lastly, we'll look at Wemby. So Wemby, Top started printing at that point. They wanted to cash in on his hype, his rookie season, and so Topps at this point starts bringing back some of their old stuff. You still have Panini printing rookie cards. I have Jeff Wilson of all people had tracked midway through the year 3,800 different variations of Wembanyama. That's in 3,800. If we go back to LeBron already has too many. You can go buy many LeBron rookie cards for not graded for $10 to $20. Graded, even in a good grade, maybe in his high school uniform, $100, $90, PSA 10s. So again, yeah, he has 400 to 500, and that was considered a crazy amount. They wanted to cash in on LeBron's hype in 2003, and what a great draft class that was. Then let's go a decade before that. Shaq. So Wemby's drafted in 2023. LeBron 2003. That's 20 years prior. And 10 years prior to that, 30 years ago, Shaq was drafted, 1992. Shaq has about 10 to 20 different rookie cards. I'd put his Beam Team card, even though it's not a base, is probably the number 1 rookie card. But Shaq has at most, 30 different rookie cards. That's the most. I would put it closer to between 10 and 20. So Shaq has 30 rookie cards. LeBron has 400 rookie cards. And now you have Wemby with 4,000 rookie cards. I don't care. You tell me more people come in. It's just not true. The people that come in want the hype of today. And the further it moves back, well, now you have so many more cards made. So many. It just waters down everything. The other thing with these players is they're coming out with another fancy autograph patch the next year. Look at Ohtani. Ohtani's 7 years in. His rookie's 2018. And Ohtani is still coming out with these patch autograph every year of their career. It's all watered down and the numbers show it.
It's fake.
It's fugazi, fugazi, it's a wazi, it's a woozy, it's a...
What Gary Vee or some people will make you believe is the print runs are normal and that we learned our lesson in the 80s and 90s, but that's just not true. Overprinting was a thing then, oversaturation, and the big one was everyone wanted to become a seller. Everyone wanted to become selling the product. Let's open a card shop. Now you have online, which even distorts it more. But now you have so many sellers, Topps, Whatnot, Arena Club, PSA, Universe. You have different auction houses. You have many breakers opening up shop every day. A market or hobby, and I'll call it a market at this point, it only works when there's more buyers, people buying the product than selling the product. And right now, everyone is being sold this game of selling.
You put a W there, baby. You're a winner, man. You're the real deal. You're picking up chicks.
Everyone thinks they're gonna get rich, and what the argument is as long as there's breakers, or as long as there's gambling, there will be breakers, and that's not true because gambling is very, very cutthroat, competitive industry. DraftKings and FanDuel are not associated with Fanatics. They are not associated with Topps. If you go, how many more on the big channels, on the big shows, you are gonna see sportsbook ads run daily, 24/7 all the time. If you look at where Whatnot or Arena Club is putting their money, they can't afford to compete. Their advertisements are at a much smaller base. I'll even use Jim Rome. Jim Rome is not the hip guy everyone's listening to. Young car people are not listening to Jim Rome, but that's what Arena Club could afford in their marketing advertising. They can afford the cheaper social media, just seeing it all the time in your social media. What they can't afford is these big YouTubers with over 1 million subscribers getting hundreds of thousands of views on every channel. If you go look at those channels, the Flight Mike or the Mike Report, these kind of channels, they're always pushing the sports books because the sports books pay 7 figures. A YouTuber I watched turned it down, a 7-figure deal, which is over $1 million, several million, on a sports book advertisement. So the point is that the gambling market is very oversaturated. Casinos, online casinos, blackjack, craps. I mean, and then there's all the other stuff besides that. Online slots, you could play poker. So to think that all of a sudden, just because of the last few years, the last 4 or 5 years, that coming after COVID, which has distorted everything, breaking is all of a sudden going to join the gambling big market. Good luck, man. And on top of that, you have card games like Pokemon and Magic the Gathering and Star Wars and One Piece and Lorcana and MetaZoo and now Gary Vee with VFriends. The list goes on. You have other companies like Leaf, Wildcard. So while Topps and Fanatics are just way overprinting, they have to understand that other card companies are also overprinting. They have to understand that the market is saturated with people that want to sell, and that's going to hurt in the long run. I also quickly want to bring up repacks. Nate mentioned that in his email and did a thorough analysis. I think repacks are a repeat of just what happened in the 90s. As it started getting harder to move cards, as card shops started failing a little more, they all had mystery packs in those card shops. And you know what? They sat there. Maybe one kid will come in because they don't have enough or this, and no one wanted mystery packs. People want to rip wax. People want to open a sealed product, not something somebody made. And mystery packs will probably fail too. All these big companies putting a lot of money into mystery packs. I don't see how it works. Now, I understand at breakers, there are some breakers that are pumping and dumping mystery packs. Eventually, that game ends. When 9 out of 10 people get garbage and they get that over 3 or 4 times, you stop playing. People my age or older or people more experienced in the hobby know this. You've learned your lesson at some point. You tried it a couple times and it didn't work in your favor. And if it did, you chase it just like any gamble and you end up in debt or losing.
You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
I still love cards. Always will love cards. It's a bummer a little bit what's going on, but there's still plenty to enjoy. And I love making the content. I'll be making card content, but I also think it's important to call out the clowns and what's going on in the hobby. I have a closing thought for you. If everyone's getting into the hobby just looking to sell the hot prospects, sell the new player, then what happens when the hype around that new player is gone? If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe if you have not. There's about 70-80% of the viewers not subscribed. Just hit the subscribe button. As always, thank you for watching and have a great day.
What up, everybody? This is Robert Ory, aka Big Shot Bob, and you're watching Professional Sports Cards. Hey, by the way, go buy my rookie card.